slow flow for practicing presence and releasing expectations. It's the holiday season, and I'm so excited to be with you on this day of gratitude during this week of gratitude, and I hope today's practice serves you in preparing for today, this week, this time of year. We're going to begin at the top of the mat. Feet can come together or be about hip width apart. And go ahead and let your arms relax by your side. We're gonna begin today in mountain pose. And as you arrive, give yourself a moment to just land. Get out any wiggles, any movement. Let out a deep breath. And start to feel the ground beneath your heels. I like to find a little rock forwards and back, planting heels to toes and feeling the ground all the way in between. Place one hand on your heart and one on your stomach. Continue breathing at your regular pace and just start to feel the rise and fall of your body as you inhale and exhale. Practicing presence is the conscious act of bringing awareness to this present moment. I just want to say there's no expectation that you are here all the time. Our minds often wander. They often go to worries, concerns, fears, excitement, celebration. Our emotions can go all over the place, even in just the course of an hour. But the invitation to presence is in the midst of all of that to come back to this moment. And one of my favorite ways to do that is by finding my breath, becoming aware of my breath, because it's always with us, we always have it. It's a tool we can always use. We'll hang out here just a little bit longer, familiarizing ourselves with our own breath today. If your breath is shallow, see if you can deepen it, drawing air deep into the core, expanding your diaphragm, filling up all the way. And let out a big exhale. Another deep breath in, finding expansion and depth in your own body. And exhale, soften. On your next inhale, circle your arms up and overhead. And slowly peek up towards your thumbs. On your exhale, take your palms away from you, and almost like you're bringing the air down by your sides, scoop it down. Let out a big exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, look up towards your thumbs. And exhale, scoop the air away from you, arms come back down by your side. One more time, inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. And exhale, scoop the air down by your side. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, and start to draw the arms away from you. Drawing the shoulder blades together, shoulders together, heart lifts, and then slowly look up towards the ceiling, finding a nice, gentle back bend. No cranking of the neck here. And then on your exhale, come back through center. Release your fingertips out. Take those arms back up and overhead again. Look up towards your thumbs. This time on your exhale, hinge at the hips. Keep your back straight as long as possible, bending the knees generously as you fold forward. And when you reach the ground, let it all go here. Reach for opposite elbows. Find a little more generous bend in the knee and a sway side to side. You'll hear me say find a lot, and I say find this, find that, because I want you to really explore your body and discover what fits for you. So we're not forcing a pose or forcing a shape or forcing a transition. But in the discovery, in the finding, you're actually meeting your body and becoming even more present. Go ahead and release your hands down to the ground. Bring your hands to your shins. Extend your spine long. And if the shins feel a little bit low this morning, go ahead and bring your hands up to your thighs, lengthening through the spine, creating a bit of a tabletop with your back. And on your next exhale, fold back down. Hands come down to the ground. We're going to step back to a tabletop, coming to hands and knees. Bring your hands to the ground, knees to the ground. Extend your spine long here. So before we move forward, let's not rush setting up into this pose. So palms press under the shoulders, so wrists and shoulders are stacked. Knees press under the hips, so knees and hips are stacked. And go ahead and tighten through your core here so that you can feel the engagement of your body. Press through your fingertips, through the knuckles, and root down through the tops of your feet. If you'd like to create a little bit more stability here, you can tuck your toes and feel the bottoms of your toes under your feet. You can feel the bottoms of your toes on your mat. On your inhale, look up, draw the shoulders back, heart rises, belly drops down. Exhale, head comes down, round out your spine towards the ceiling. Inhale, look up, find a gentle arch for cow pose. Exhale, round it out for cat. And once again, I invite you to find some organic movement here that feels good. Continuing with your breath through your cat-cows, but maybe adding in a little wiggle, a little shake. Even some circles with your head, with your neck. This is a great time to get out the silly feelings, anything that feels silly about this. Bring it on. And then slowly come back to center. We're going to take the right arm up towards the ceiling, look up towards your thumb. And on your exhale, thread it through the left side, coming all the way down. Reach your left arm forward and gently press onto that right shoulder. I like to keep my forehead down here because it's a pressure point that helps to relieve stress naturally. But you can also look over towards your right fingertips if you want to take a little bit of a different approach with your neck here. So just try out again, finding what fits for you. And left hand comes back down, slowly unwind the right arm back up towards the sky. Right hand comes down to the ground, take your left arm up and overhead. And exhale, thread it through the right side. Reach your right arm forward and either bring the forehead down to find that pressure point or look over towards the left fingertips. Yogi's choice. Walk your right hand back in, slowly unwind that left arm back up towards the sky, and left hand comes down to the ground. All right, my friends, we're gonna move into our first down dog together today. Go ahead and tuck your toes, and when you're ready, lift your hips up towards the sky, creating that nice big upside down V. And as you come up to your V, see how it feels to pedal out your heels. Bringing one heel down and then the other. On your next inhale, go ahead and walk your hands back to your feet. We're gonna walk backwards today. Reach for opposite elbows and find a little sway here side to side. Good morning, hamstrings. And release your hands back down to the ground. Hands come to thighs or shins, lift up halfway, elongate your spine for a tabletop. Exhale, fold back down. Nice and slow, we're gonna continue that sway, but this time let the arms hang. Create a gentle bend in the knee, and we're gonna slowly rise all the way up to standing, coming up one vertebrae at a time as we sway side to side. This feels especially nice in the back. And then bringing your head up last until you're all the way up to standing. And we're gonna let those arms continue to twist and turn around us. The hips can get involved. Your whole body can find a nice big windmill style twist and turn. Your hands might even gently slap your own booty. If you're practicing with someone today that doesn't mind you slapping their booty, then maybe you reach over and give them a little love tap. And slowly come back to center. Let's start back up in that mountain pose, and we're going to move through this again a little bit faster, not necessarily because we need speed here, but I just want to invite you to notice the difference as we move through the poses and the breath in a different way. On your inhale, take your arms up and overhead. And on your exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, forward fold. Bring your hands to your shins, lift up halfway, elongate the spine. And on your exhale, fold back down. Walk your hands forward, coming back to your tabletop. Knees come down to the ground. Palms press down, tops or bottoms of the feet press down to root into this tabletop. And begin to move through your cat-cows. Knowing if there's anything special you like here, go ahead and take those wiggles and shakes. You don't need permission to move into a pose or make a transition that feels good for your body. Just listen to what it needs and go ahead and take any movement that feels good to you. And then we'll meet back in tabletop. Take your right arm up and overhead, look up towards your thumb. Exhale, thread it through the left side, tap it down, and send it straight back up towards the sky. Exhale, hand comes down to the ground, and let's take the left arm up and overhead. Exhale, thread it through the right side, tap it down, and inhale that left arm back up towards the sky. The left hand comes down, plant your hands, tuck your toes, send your hips back up towards the sky, down dog. Finding a few breaths here. And this time, see how it feels to settle in without pedaling, but to just find stillness. And on your next exhale, walk your hands back to your toes, bending generously through the knees. Hands come to your shins. On your next inhale, lift up halfway, elongate the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Let the arms relax down and find a little sway side to side.
bending generously in the knees. And slowly make your way back up to standing, one vertebrae at a time.
Until you're all the way up. Head stacks on top of shoulders. Shoulders stack on top of hips. But we're going to keep that sway going. Maybe tapping your own booty. Maybe tapping your partner's booty. It's a good day to be alive, you guys. It's a good day for a good day. Have some fun, let out a laugh. And come back to center, coming to mountain pose. All right, let's take that through one more time. I'm gonna add a couple of things this time. So stay with me. On your inhale, take your arms up and overhead. Look up towards your thumbs. And now cactus your arms, bending at the elbows. Take a little back bend, peeking up towards the sky. Inhale, take your arms up and overhead. And on your exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward.
On your next inhale, hands come to shins, lift up halfway, elongate your spine. And if this feels good and you want a little bit more, see how it feels to bring your fingertips to the ground, creating that tabletop through fingertips rather than shins. And on your exhale, go ahead and walk it forward to a tabletop. Plant your hands, plant your feet. And take your right arm up and overhead, look up towards your thumb. Exhale, thread it through the left side. Here's a change that's coming. Inhale, take your right arm back up towards the sky. Exhale, thread it through the left side again. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, right arm rises up towards the sky. Exhale, thread it through the left side. And send that right arm all the way up towards the sky. Sit up on your knees. Take your right hand back either behind your right glute or all the way to your right heel. Left arm reaches up and overhead. Half camel. Tighten through your core. Circle your hands back down to the ground. Tabletop. Beautiful. Let's do it on the other side. Plant your hands, plant your feet. Take your left arm up and overhead, look up towards your thumbs. Exhale, thread it through the right side. Only one thumb on that left hand. Inhale, left arm rises. Good, look up towards your one thumb. And exhale, thread it through the right side. Last time through, inhale the left arm up. And exhale, thread it through the right side. Good, yogis. Take your left arm back up towards the sky. Sit up on your knees. Send your left hand back behind your left glute or to your left heel. Right arm rises. You might even be able to find a bigger bend in your back here. This baby's keeping me from doing so, and that's okay. You might enjoy a bigger bend or less of a bend, either way. Circle your hands back down to the ground, tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. And as you land, choose which option suits you best, finding stillness or finding a little pedal with the heels, yogi's choice. Bring your feet together. Plant your left foot, and we're going to take the right leg all the way up. Drawing a line with your big toe, straight up the wall behind you. Keeping your hips squared to the ground. And go ahead and bring that right foot back down. Plant your right foot, send your left foot up towards the ceiling. And bring your left foot back down. Nice and slow, walk your hands towards your feet. Come back to a forward fold. Find your sway side to side. Nice and slow, bend the knees. And one vertebrae at a time. Rise up to standing Bring your head up last. Coming all the way up, allowing the hands to gently tap side to side. And then find stillness here in mountain pose. Now we're going to make our way all the way to the mat. Coming to a crisscross seat. Bring your, oh, I got all kinds of crazy hairs going on here. Bring your hands to your knees and start to find your sits bones. And I like to rock back and forth a little bit to really get my booty on the ground and really feel those sits bones planted. And then if you feel comfortable, let your eyes flutter closed. And for the next few moments, trust your body, and I appreciate you trusting my voice and my guidance here. And see how it feels to just let every visual go of what it's supposed to look like and to experience what you're experiencing without any judgment. One of the ways that we can practice presence is by grounding ourselves through the 5 senses. And so we'll end today with a meditation to ground. You can stay in a seated position. I will stay here. Or you can lay all the way on your back, coming to Shavasana. Whichever suits you and your day and what you desire for the next few moments. With your eyes closed, begin to notice the sounds in the room. See if you can identify just 3 sounds that you can hear around you. Bring your awareness to the space where your body touches the ground. And begin to notice 3 textures that you can feel against your skin. And now begin to notice 2 things that you can smell. And become aware of 1 thing that you can taste. And when you're ready, let your eyes flutter open and become aware of 2 things that you can see in the room.
Turn to one side if you're lying down and slowly press up to seated. Bring one hand to your heart and one to your stomach. Take a deep breath in. Let out a big exhale. Thank you for sharing this practice with me today. I hope you have a fantastic holiday week, and I will see you for our next class. Thank you.